What's up, everybody? It's your boy JerryWill24 back with another reaction video as usual. Game 3 of the NBA playoffs for the Heat versus Celtics. It's already tied 1 apiece. Heat took the first game, Celtics took the second game, and now we're moving on to the third game. I probably called the series early on. Probably said the Celtics were going to win, but I might have to take that back after watching last night's game because I don't even know. Now, these are two raw-ass teams, the two best teams in the East. One of them going to the finals. But what I have to say is, I don't know who's going to move on. These are two good-ass teams, but this game definitely showed a lot. This game was stellar, terrific, and a dogfight. A good-ass dogfight. But you couldn't tell in the first quarter, to be honest, because the first quarter was all Heat, baby. All the Heat. They were up by 21 points. At the final score for the first quarter was 39-18. Up by 21 points. And just bam. Bam Adebayo showed up. That boy played some basketball. That boy, by the first quarter, he had 12 points, right? But in the last 2 games, he only had 16. 16 points in the first and second game. So for him to put up 12 in the first quarter, that boy came to play basketball. Alright, they didn't expect that from him, but you already knew he was going to show out. Jimmy Butler left. I don't know what, I mean, obviously he probably left for the first quarter, but he never returned. He left. He never came back to the game with a knee inflation. What the hell is a knee inflation, y'all? Can somebody please in the comments define knee inflation? Because I don't know what that is. I know something knee, but what does inflation mean? Okay, you know I don't know nothing. But Jimmy Butler never returned, but that really didn't even stop the Heat. And that didn't even work in the favor of the Celtics. Because Jason Tatum, where was he at? Where were you at, Jason? Because he did not show up. He didn't. But Jaylen Brown did. Jaylen Brown showed up. That's the last person I expect to put up 30 plus points. The last person. He was very aggressive. He had 40. That boy finished with 40 points. And still took the L. Now let me tell you why the Celtics took the L. Turnovers. They had about 11 turnovers in the first half. And the Heat put up 16 points off of them turnovers. What a damn shame. What a darn shame. The Heat had to lead the whole game. They had the big ass lead. At the first half, they were up by 27 points. At least, that's the most they had, 27 points. Now, in the first game, the Heat was up by 25 first half. They won that game. Celtics, second game, was up by 25 first half. Won that game. Now, the Heat weren't up by 25 in the first half. I said the most they had was 27, but the Celtics cut that deficit down, and they were up by 15. They still won that game. So there's a little pattern going on. If you up the first half and have a big ass lead, you gonna win the game. And that's exactly what happened with the Heat. So everything worked in the Heat favor. Bam Adebayo finished with 34, I think, 31 or 34 points. Showed out. Kyle Lowry came back to play. First time coming back to play with the Heat in the playoffs, and showed out. I don't say he showed out, but he definitely played his part, making the shots that he needed to make. You know what I mean? The Celtics, it just looked like they were going to come back. They were coming back, but they never took over the lead, and that's what really fucked them up. Fucked them up too bad. The Heat had 19 steals. That's a franchise record, 19 steals. 19 steals, at that point, you're just giving them the ball. Giving them the ball. That shit didn't make no sense to me. Just turnovers, man. Just turnovers really fucked them up. You know, they were cutting the lead there. At one point, they were up down by 1 point. Just by 1 point. Still didn't take the lead. Still didn't. The last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, the Celtics were on a 12-0 run. You had all the momentum. You had everything working in your favor. Still couldn't take the lead. So shout out to the Heat, man, because they did not give up. They did not let up. That's what I should say. They did not let up. They never gave up the lead. They kept their heads on the floor and just played the basketball, the game plan, and everything worked. And they even won without Jimmy Butler. That's the big thing. Jimmy Butler didn't even play, and they still held on to the lead like that. Bam, out of the bayou, and out of my bayou. Give him one of these. Give him one of these, man, because at the end of the third quarter, it was like 87-72. And I was like, okay, the Celtics were cutting the lead down. That's what I'm trying to say. The Celtics were cutting the lead down, but it just never worked. It never worked. Never did. And that's why they lost. Really, because of turnovers. Turnovers fucked them up. Because every time they turn over, the Heat had a good chance of scoring off them turnovers. And they sure did, I'll tell you that much. So the Heat won 109-103. Celtics were trying their best to come back, but never happened. Never happened. Never took the lead. That's why I keep saying, man, they're close. They were like that close to taking over. It never happened for them. Turnovers. So that's the really thing that really fucked them up. They really could have won this game, honestly. Like, it really looked like the momentum was gonna change. The Celtics were gonna take the whole game. Never happened. So shout out to the Heat, man, because they fought. They fought real hard to keep that lead, and they kept that lead for sure. That's what I'm so surprised about, because the Celtics went on so many runs. They went on like a 9-0 run in the third quarter, and it's the fourth quarter they went on a 12-0 run in the last 5 minutes and still couldn't do it. That shit crazy, man. That shit crazy. Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, them two definitely put up a fight. Marcus Smart had a little knee scare. He left and then came back. Jason Tatum actually had a little injury scare as well, but left and then came back. And guess what? Still took a L. Still took a L. So you might as well just sat out. I would have just sat there and been like, yeah, I'm injured, because what the fuck going on? The fuck going on? Every 5 minutes we turn over the ball at least 2 times. 19 steals? I know they coach finna be on their head. 19 steals, man. That shit crazy. That shit way too crazy. So Heat took game 3. Game 4, I don't know. That might be in Miami. Who knows? But Heat up 2-1. That's what I said. I take back what I said about Celtics actually winning this, because after watching that, I don't know, to be honest with you. So we gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. I just know it's gonna be a real dog fight for this series to get to the finals. So I say game 6 possibly, but we're gonna have to find out. Hopefully Jimmy Butler can come back. I hope the knee inflation is something not too serious, that he come back and just be prepared and ready to play some ball. But that's it for this reaction video, man. I appreciate y'all being here as usual. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, and then go to my other channel, Gerald24. Got the comedy skits on there, so make sure you like and subscribe to keep up with that as well. For sure, but I appreciate y'all being here. We got some more NBA playoff games to watch.